What is ultimate?
Ready?
Okay. What is ultimate? Ultimate is a non-contact sport involving the using of a disc. It is a very fun sport because it's a highly cardiovascular and it's really fun to play at all levels. And there are women's, men's, and co-ed teams.
Alright, so when you're throwing a forehand, suppose that you're right-handed. You're going to step out your right feet like this, okay? Parallel to the floor. Have your hands like this, parallel to the full ground as well, and snap your wrist. So a complete movement should look like this. And then we can end it.
Hold the frisbee and throw.
Now I will teach you how to throw a backhand. First of all, suppose that you're right-handed. You will move your right feet to your left like this. Have your feet bend like this, parallel, and then you throw.
Hammer is the third strategy for throwing ultimate. It is effective to throw the ball to the receiver that is behind the defender. So how to use this strategy? First, grip light forehand. Second, eye on receiver. Then place your waist on your non-pivot foot. Look the disc beside your head. As you bring the disc forward, shift your waist from non-pivot foot to pivot foot. Then release the disc above and in front of your head at 45 degrees.
No, wait. This is an example of not to do.
One of the strategies for catching is pancake or clap catch. It is a surest way to catch the disc. So, how to catch this? First, you need to get your body in front of the disc. Second, hands about 1 foot apart. Third, figure slightly spread. And lastly, clap on the disc. You can use this strategy when the disc is from waist and eye height. Alan did a good example of overhead catching. As you see, Alan put his thumbs under the disc and jumped to catch the disc. Each of us is responsible for defending one player of another team. As you see, when Carol wanted to throw the disc to Linda in her team, Hannah expectedly caught the disc.
Another catch method is the two-handed rim catch, or otherwise known the crab catch.
Another example of catching is a crab catching.
It is used when the disc is above shoulder or below the waist. And when the disc is above shoulder, the player needs to have their arms or their thumbs underneath the disc. However, when a disc is below waist, the player has his/her thumbs on top of the disc. It is a more aggressive and riskier way to catch the disc compared to the pancake catch.
This is another example of offense.
Stack.
Stack is one of the strategies to create a space for receivers to cut into. Offensive players set up in the middle of the field. The receivers go out of the stack and go into the open space on sides of the stack. The stack is also an efficient way to move the disc down as a team. The stack drill helps team practice the stack and builds on the skills learned from the line drill. When the receiver catches the disc and looks downfield, the next receiver gets ready for the throw.
I know what you came here to do. No, going down for real. It's going down for real.
When Richard called break, Alan moved to the other part of the field, an area where none of the defenders were, and he caught it. As you can see, our team, or the red team, didn't do the stack properly, despite Alan saying stack.
Plus, we didn't predict the direction of the disc well because of the wind.
In order for our team to improve, half of the teammates can be on one side and the other half can be on the other side. Then when the stack is yelled from the thrower, the two halves can join together into one line.
Also, all the receivers need to pay intense attention to the direction of the disc because sometimes the disc will go back to the thrower.
Going to cover force, another offensive strategy. So, in force, there are two sides, home and away. Home is where we put our bags, and away is the opposite, where we put our bags. We'll demonstrate force with a real example. So, suppose Richard is on the offensive team, and I am on the defensive team. Let's say my team wants to force home. Which way should I stand in order to block Richard? The answer to that question is, I will stand with my back to the away. Because if I want to force home, I want the disc to go that way. So I want to be standing here in order to prevent it from going the other way. Disc in. Go one, go two. Go.
The fake is a move that leads your mark to believe you are going to do one thing, but really you intend on doing something else altogether. You can use a fake when you are throwing by rotating your shoulders as if you are about to pivot and throw one way, but then quickly rotate back to make the throw you really want.
Another defensive strategy is the stall count. The stall count is the time limit a thrower has before the disc must leave their hands. It is the stall counter job to call out the stall count so that the person he/she is defending can hear it, and ideally, so can the rest of his/her teammates.
Going 1, 2, 3, 4.
When the stall counters reach 10 seconds, the disc has to be out of the thrower's hands.
One of the defense strategies is marking. The marker limits the options of throws that the thrower can make. Good markers keep their knees bent to maintain good mobility and good balance.
This is our PE project.
Thank you for watching!
Already started.
Ultimate. Da 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 da.
This is another
Example.
offense.
Offense.